Here are my impressions of the Netflix TV show One Piece. Here's the basics of what I know about its background. The original One Piece was Japanese manga or a comic cartoon. Then, One Piece was turned into a very long-running anime by Eiichiro Oda. This Netflix feature of 8 episodes is a live-action adaptation of the anime. I always liked old movies and TV shows like Captain Blood with Errol Flynn, which was 1935, The Black Swan with Tyrone Power, 1942, Horatio Hornblower with Gregory Peck, 1951, Sinbad the Sailor, 1947, and also the Ray Harryhausen effects-laden films from the 1950s, 1970s. The common thread in these shows that I liked was the swashbuckling, adventure, sword fights, cannons. The plots had real apparent risks to the characters, conflicts to be resolved, and generally some kind of prize. One Piece on Netflix appears to take the pirate movies to the next level. The setting is clearly not Earth. It is an ocean planet with a narrow strip of land in the middle, small island chains everywhere. Fortunately, this world building is done in the first 10 minutes of the first episode. There are pirate factions, ordinary people living in towns, and marines that represent a form of law and order. When the viewer is introduced to the main characters, the background of the characters is shown to the viewers by way of flashbacks when the characters were young. Their backgrounds show why they are motivated to join the adventure we're currently watching. This is definitely a fantasy show. For example, there's some communication with giant snail radios, neon signs, electric lights, in a pirate setting of the equivalent 1600s, 1700s of Earth. Some characters have a superpower and an associated vulnerability. It's kind of like Superman and Kryptonite. I should note that all the characters are likable, even the evil ones, as you can kind of understand their motivation through the flashbacks. I also like the practical sets, for example, the ships, islands, towns. I suspect there were a lot of CGI effects, but it was relatively seamless to me. I thought the action sequences were impressive, even the wire work, like if you ever saw the movie Kung Fu Hustle, another good adventure film with lots of good fights and wire work. Now, there were some things I didn't like. Some scenes were a bit too dark for me. I had a tough time seeing what was happening. And a couple of the fight scenes were a bit too long and perhaps a little bit repetitive. So, check out One Piece on Netflix if you want to see a pirate fantasy that moves along at a good pace with a minimal number of boring parts. I was pleasantly surprised.